I welcome you warmly to Castle Museum Linz, Upper Austria. In these tough times, I even welcome you more warmly in the museum. We have a lockdown, and this is why we will guide you virtually through this exhibition. My name is Valentina Schmelzer, and I've been working as an art mediator for 10 years by now, and I'm really excited to show you this unique exhibition today. Just join me into our jewelry box in Castle Museum to Anna Heindl, Longtime Love Affairs. As an opening scene out of Emanuel, and when you look at it, you maybe can see the reference. Anna Heindl got inspired by a woman bending down with her upper body and looking back. So this brooch is called the stooping one, and the head looking back is presented by an amethyst, and the amethyst, this gemstone, is said to have healing powers. Gemstones are an issue in these artworks by Anna Heindl, and to now introduce you to Anna Heindl, I just want to tell you Anna Heindl is an artist making jewelry. She was born in 1950 on February 13th in Perg, Upper Austria, where she spent her childhood and her youth. And nowadays she lives in Vienna and in Lower Austria. She has been studying at the University of Applied Sciences in Vienna and at the University of Fine Arts in Munich. And the main difference between a jewelry artist and a jewelry designer is that a jewelry designer is quite dependent on the market, on the trend research, on fashionistas, on what is going on next year in spring. And a jewelry artist, like Anna Heindl finds her own themes. She has her own inspirations. She walks through the world with open eyes, and her artworks, her jewelry, these precious items also reflect cornerstones of her life. So it is both. It is the inspiration of what Anna Heindl sees every day is found in the jewelry, but also the jewelry mark different cornerstones of the life of Anna Heindl. Maybe look at this one. This precious item is called Greek garden fence, and it was made when Anna Heindl first moved in a house with garden. So in the house with garden, she suddenly found herself being into fences, also into planting and blossoms and blooming, but even also into fences, into demarcation lines. And then she went to the Baroque gardens of Vienna, to the Castle Schönbrunn, to these Baroque gardens, and found her inspiration there. You see this on the two brooches on the top, and this Greek garden fence is the kind of a little more raw fence. Just imagine driving through the Greek landscape, and once in a while you see this huge stone wall, these really rough-made stone walls, and this is where Anna Heindl got her inspiration from. This is a really interesting art piece because the surface is shimmery, and it really is very interesting to look at. When you take a glance at the whole exhibition, you see 8 showcases made by the famous architect Luigi Blau, made out of steel. And the special thing about these showcases is that inside they are mirrored. So at the top of this showcase, you can also look into the mirror and see the artworks underneath. These fantastic landscapes of bases made out of plaster have been made by Manfred Bakolbinger, with whom Anna Heindl has been working. I now want to show you something in the next showcase over there, and these one are one of my favorites because there you also see how Anna Heindl got her inspirations for doing her artworks. It's like sometimes she made adventurous boat excursions, sometimes she was scuba diving and got inspired by there, and sometimes she just went to Kunsthistorisches Museum Art Gallery and found her inspirations there. And this series called Frames and Ornaments is inspired by Kunsthistorisches Museum Art Gallery, where Anna Heindl was fascinated by those splendid Baroque frames. And as a matter of fact, she then went and bought the remaining stock of metal borders to grace quarterly tableware. So these metal borders for quarterly tableware, she created these rings out. And when you put on this ring, imagine putting on this ring, then you see through this frame and through this ornament, you see there's a lack of gemstone. So there's no gemstone in it, meaning you yourself, you are the gemstone. And this is what I desire, a huge message. On the other side of this very pretty base made out of plaster, there is what is called the breast frame, a brooch that is made to frame the breast. And when, like this here, and when this exhibition was collected and when some collectors and collectrices were asked to give their jewelry for this exhibition, most of them said, yes, you can have this brooch, you can have this necklace, you can have the wristband, but not my breast frame, because I don't want to miss it a single day. This shows how the relation between the woman wearing and the jewelry is, because it's a very tense relation. And also when the woman wearing this breast frame goes out with the jewelry, then it's like a performance. So these items get performance items. When you look at this breast frame even a little bit more close, then you see kind of things of the Greek garden fence, this rough material, and inside there are corals. Corals are known since ancient times as stone of the Venus. So there is a hint to what is quintessentially about Anna Heindl's artworks and themes, and the highlight I want to show you in the next showcase. So please come on there. So Anna Heindl's work is said quintessentially to deal with femininity, masculinity, eroticism, and lust for life. And these are very big themes. And in this showcase, out of the series Garden of Earthly Delights, she had a really interesting inspiration. Maybe you can see these little fragments of a very famous medieval painting from the Dutch painter Hieronymus Bosch. And these little fragments here are fragments of this painting, The Garden of Earthly Delights. And it is a triptych where on the first picture you see how humanity is on earth. In the second picture you see how they are all in the immoral Garden of Delights, and the third picture in the triptych you see men and women in hell. And out of this triptych, Anna Heindl took out these fragments, and there you see on a white horse a man and a woman next to each other riding together. And Anna Heindl really made this artwork, this necklace, especially for this fragment. So this is her inspiration. And when you look at this necklace, it's called Horse's Eye, then maybe you find some references that are not seen directly in the picture of Hieronymus Bosch, but are associated by us. And when I first looked up the name of this artwork, then I was some kind of surprised that it was called The Horse's Eye, because the phallic pendant for me symbolizes something different. In the next picture you see three figures hugging themselves, kind of in ecstasis, but here you don't see any breasts in this picture. Anna Heindl gave this artwork next to it, and the inspiration for this artwork was the two strawberries that you see as pendants, and maybe they symbolize the breasts that are not to be seen in this picture here, but maybe want to be touched. And for myself, I think this necklace says, "Catch me if you can," like these little breasts of strawberries. You see, there's a little bit of also delicate thing in Anna Heindl's artwork, and the most delicate series that he made is called the Flowers of the Night, and I will show you the Flowers of the Night by now. It's something that is called the sex, drugs and rock and roll of Anna Heindl, because the Flowers of the Night, if you look at these items, these precious stones and rings with the little chains hanging side to side to side, hanging next to each other, then it is quite sensually. You want to strike through it with your finger, you want to feel the chains. Imagine putting on this ring, the feeling on the skin must be fabulous, soft and interesting and really exciting. The Flowers of the Night series recur to a Japanese fetish of pubic hair. So pubic hair usually protect something really vulnerable, and this is what you see in this kind of artworks, like the earrings over there made out of green amber. When you see this like hair falling down, chains opening up to something glancing out like a drop, it's really delicate, and it's really a very special series, the Flowers of the Night. One last thing I want to show you is one of my favorites also in this exhibition out of the series Buds, and I think this is also a really huge message behind, because Anna Heindl, as I said before, walks through her life with open eyes and is really open for the beauty of small things, the beauty of nature, some clouds or water, and this little ring out of the series Bud just shows you the moment when leaves open up and show the bud, and the bud comes out, the fresh new plant is coming out, showing itself in its full beauty and saying, "Here I am." And you see also the leaves, they are just there and just a little bit holding him, but the protective leaves there going down. This series, I like it. I like it very much. And with this ring, I want to end my guided tour by now, and I thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming to museum when lockdown is over and take a look at this exhibition yourself. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.